to a point in my life where I had fallen, I was struggling, I was hurting. I thought I was at rock bottom. But then God came to me. And the form that he came to me in is not here today because, as I said, she's taking Megan to camp. Pulled me out of a dark time in my life. I had done some really stupid things as a teenager and was going down the wrong path. Pulled me out of a dark time, showed me that there was still hope in my life. Gina and I got married. We started having children. We started looking for church. We lived in Traverse City when we finally found a church. We experienced a church on the Saturday before Easter when they had a giant Easter egg hunt. Kind of similar to what we do out here if you multiply that by about 1,000,000 times. Thousands of eggs scattered across a giant field. We introduced ourselves to the pastor. One of my questions was, is there a dress code at your church? Because growing up, one of the things that kind of pushed me away from the church was being taught you had to act a certain way, dress a certain way, talk a certain way to come to church. I didn't think that was right. I didn't think God cared what you did as long as you were there to worship. The pastor says, no, there's not a dress code at my church. God doesn't care what you look like when you come to church. He made you naked. Don't come to my church naked. Okay, I can get along with this now. So we started Easter Sunday, dive in head first to a brand new church. 3 services on an Easter Sunday. Anywhere from 900 to 1,100 people at every service. Yeah, dive in head first. We get kind of used to it after a few weeks. We started volunteering. I volunteered for the parking lot ministry. When you have 1,100 people coming to church, they need to be told how to park. So, but we were an important ministry because we were the first faces that those broken people, like I was, saw when they pulled in the parking lot. People that were down, that were hurting, they saw us. We had to have a smile on our face and just convey to them that they were in the right place and that they were welcome no matter what. Listening to this pastor's messages, I realized that there was a path. That, yes, I'd been through some dark times, but I was meant to go through those times in order for me to learn that the Lord was always there for me. Continued going to that church. Then, we moved away. We moved to the southern part of the state. At the previous churches where I'd also gotten into the slides and sound ministry, I took over that responsibility at a church. They were just new with all the slides. And learned more that this is what I was meant to do. I'm serving the Lord, and He's there for me. Gina and I went through some troubles between, miscarriages and things like that. But I always finally realized through that pastor's message to just stay with the path, keep the faith, put all your faith on God, and He will lead you through it. And He did. He led me through the darkest times of my life, and He will do the same for you. And it doesn't matter how old you are or where you are in your life, when you realize that you need this. As the scripture that Bill read said, He's showing you the path. All you have to do is walk in it. He will keep you on that path if you keep the faith. If you keep with believing in Him and believing that He is the only way, He will lead you down the right path. We came to back to this side of the state because, as many of you know, Jean's parents were ill. We took care of them. And what landed us here at Trinity was they were down. My in-laws were down and out. They weren't working. They were living off of Social Security. They were hard up for food. My wife called from the other side of the state to numerous churches in this area. And the only church that returned her phone call and said, yes, we will help, was a phone call from Judy in the office saying, yes, we will help. So when we got to the Roseville area and we were looking for churches, my mother-in-law remembered that Trinity was the only church that answered their call for help. And And that is what brought our family here. We were here for a little while. I started with doing the slides. And then the lay servant training came. And it was like I was being called. This is your opportunity. You've learned. Come learn how you can help others. And here I am. Now I'm leading streetlights, and I absolutely love it. Kids and I, we have a blast. There's not many here in the summer because they're all at camp. But Thomas and Isaac and Kenneth are back there. And now Kenneth's even running slides. Kenneth is starting to serve. And that just makes me tremendously proud. Because I know that I'm passing on to him early in his life what took me 20 years to realize. And that's what I try to convey to the kids in streetlights. And that's what I try to get into them is if I get this belief and this knowing into you and you share it with me and I share it with you, you won't have to go down those dark roads that I went before you realize it. So, I ask you again, who has your back? Because no matter where you are in life, how down you feel and how abandoned you feel, there is always that one man that has your back, that will pick you up out of the darkest pits and put you back on your feet and give you that nudge down the path again. That man is God. I know, it's okay. I'm out of material. It is 4th of July weekend, so I guess it wouldn't be a bad thing if I was out of material and the service was a little bit shorter, because I know you've all got those things to do. Just remember, keep in mind to be safe out there with the fireworks, with the boating. And remember to say a prayer for those who made tomorrow possible and continue to make today and tomorrow and every day in this world possible, in this country possible. I know we have a few here in service today. Bill, thank you. I know veterans don't hear it enough. I'm the son of a veteran myself, and I know they don't hear it enough. If you see them at the parades, at the stores handing out Buddy Poppies, shake their hand, thank them for their service. It's because of them that we can do this. It's because of them that we can do we partake in every privilege that we have in this country. And also in your prayers, we have in a few months a big decision coming up. Keep our leaders, our country's leaders in your prayers. Well, our country was founded on the belief in God, but it's strayed far, far from that. I've had kids in streetlights tell me that they can't even mention the name Jesus or God in school without getting in trouble. Why? When I was in school, we used to have the prayer around the flagpole. You weren't required, but you were more than welcome to join if you wanted to. They don't even do that anymore. And if the school wants to spout off about the separation of church and state, tell your school leaders to watch the movie God's Not Dead too. Because that's not a law. It was in a letter from Thomas Jefferson to the Southern Baptist community. There's nothing in our laws that says God cannot be in our schools. And like I said, we need it. Our country needs it. Our country needs to be steered back in the direction of how we were founded. As a nation under God. And we are sadly straying away from it. So keep that in your prayers and in your minds in November. And I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. that's one of those privileges that men like Bill fought for. You have that right. Just who you think will lead our country down the right path. pretty much all I've got for you this morning.